Okay, so I know this is a little bit early, but I just wanted to make sure everything was actually working right and all that. So I just wanted to start it a little bit early and see what I can do. Let me just check this text box. Oh, looks like I have to sign in my browser to be able to text to you guys. Okay. Okay, so if I want to say something back to you guys, I'm gonna have to do it over here, it looks like. Okay. Well, that is good to know. Can I move this though? This is right in my way. Sorry about all the technical stuff. This is my first time doing something on YouTube, a live video on YouTube, so I am still trying to figure out what exactly I am doing. Okay, well, looks like if I want to say something, I'm gonna have to go over to that window, but I will see what you guys say in the window over here. So that's good. My camera is not focused. There we go. Okay, so like I said, it's a little bit early and we had to get some technical things out of the way. Oh, did I just move my, yeah, I moved my image way over. And, okay, what the? Sorry, I adjusted my screen size, it seems, without noticing that's what I did. Yeah, so there we go. Now I have the whole thing in there. That's a bit better, I apologize. I will now get to work. So it is Magical March for anybody who actually follows that kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty much like it sounds. You draw like fairy tale creatures and things like that. So today I'm going to be drawing a Pryton, I think is how you say it. Basically, it's just a super fancy deer. It's like a deer with horns and wings and peacock tail and some like bird legs. But I thought it was cool because it's a deer and stuff, so it seems like it's a little bit like spring like. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just moving stuff around on my computer screen. It'd be really convenient if I had a bigger computer screen or a second computer screen, but I do not. So, work with what you got. Okay. Also, this can't be farther, my phone can't be farther out. I'm using my phone for my camera because the clamp doesn't clamp to the desk, so I have it clamped to something below the desk. It's all a little makeshift here right now. I'm redoing the studio space that I work in, so it's kind of disorganized at the moment. Yeah, so new to YouTube, but I think it'll be good. I think it's good to like kind of branch out, try new things, stuff like that. I do not like these ears at all. Fix those later. No idea. I will admit, I do have a reference for what a deer looks like. I do not know what deers look like. I've never actually tried to draw a deer. And I think I'm drawing this way too big. I'm not going to have nearly enough space on this page. So I'm gonna redo this. Yeah. That's what I get. Never drawn a deer before, so I'm having troubles with the actual like spacing aspect of the deer. Let's be less detailed in the pre-sketch, I think. Would be fine. Let's kind of get that deer essence down. The first leg should be that probably. For anybody who does draw a lot of animals, I apologize if I totally butcher this drawing of a deer. I will try my best. But yeah, I don't really draw animals all that much. I think it's good though to try. That's something I like. Challenges is it makes me try drawing things maybe I don't normally draw. I draw a lot of people, dragons, things like that, but I don't really draw anything else. It occurred to me that if I do Junicorn, I'll have to draw horses. And that was kind of a horrifying thought because I do not know how to draw a horse. So that will be interesting. The nice thing about this though is because it has wings, a lot of this body where I'm kind of not sure what it's supposed to look like will be covered by the wings, which is another nice thing about like drawing a Pegasus or something like that. Or I guess some unicorns have wings too, or maybe it's some Pegasus have horns. I don't know. When I was a kid, I was very confused by that because some of my friends were like, if it has wings, it needs to have a horn. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense because a Pegasus isn't a unicorn. But then, I don't know. Got into weird debates as a kid with my friends. Yeah, so general shapes of the feathers. I should have probably drawn it more this way because the tail is gonna be over here, but that wasn't very smart. Oh my gosh. I'm not doing a really good job of placement today. Whatever, I'll make it here. I'll make it like curved, kind of like this. Because it's supposed to have like these peacock feathers. So if I make them go kind of like that, then you'll still see them. Okay. Back to this deer. Yeah, so there's a lot to think about with this. I did not realize I knew nothing about how to draw deers. I have so much respect for whoever was drawing Bambi so much all of a sudden. Nah, I don't think it was all of a sudden. I always have respect for people who draw animals because it's not something I'm particularly good at. Like people who draw entire comic books are absolutely fascinating to me. Hi Karma. I find it amazing that they can draw so many different things. I do not like this eyeball at all. Let's come back to the eye. Let's draw the head right now. So you may notice I'm doing a lot more sketching on this one than I've done on previous Draw With Me's, and that's because in those I was drawing humans, or well, they were fairies, but they were human-esque, and I am more used to drawing that. So like there's a lot of muscle memory and I have a better idea of where things are supposed to be, ratios, sizing, all that. A deer, on the other hand, I don't really draw, so I have to kind of go back to the fundamentals of drawing, where you kind of block everything out with shapes so that you can get better estimates. So for all those people who were messaging me being like, oh, you're such a clean sketcher, it's so tidy, you barely have any sketching. And yeah, no, it was just because it was something that I knew what I was sketching. I'm not actually amazing or anything. I just was drawing something I knew how to draw. Now that I'm drawing something I'm much less familiar with, you can see I have like the circles here for like the brow, and then this circle here, the circles of like the feathers, to kind of just block it out for myself so that I know what is supposed to go where. I heard once that when you're drawing things, everybody uses references, especially when they're first learning how to draw something. Like if you've never drawn something before, there's no way you can just be like, yeah, I'm going to draw this now and then draw it perfectly. You need a reference. You need to rely on the building blocks of art, like how I'm doing with my geometric shapes and all that. And then eventually, after you draw it more and more and you build up like this mental references in your head, and then once you have enough of those, you get to the point where you can actually just like draw it. So I guess for me, since I draw mostly people and I've always drawn mostly people, my mental references for people are pretty good. They're pretty strong. Like I know what a person is supposed to look like. So it's a lot cleaner and tidier. Like look at how messy this is right here. It's terrible. And yeah, but like when it comes to animals, since I don't draw them a lot, I don't really have a lot of mental references to rely on. So I rely heavily on actual references and on my fundamentals of art with the shapes and the blocking out and sketching and all that. And that's okay. That's how everybody draws. We all rely on references. So it's nothing to be worried about. trying to think about what a chicken's foot looks like. But also kind of like a raptor, because I want it to have like this, or maybe a cat. You know how like cats have that like little thumb claw? It doesn't really do much, but like it's there. Yeah, I want this guy to have that. I feel like it would add some. Do chickens have that? I can't remember. I feel like this is something I should know. I grew up on a farm with chickens, and I can't remember what a chicken's foot looks like. Am I drawing a chicken's foot right now? I don't know. Anyway, bird feet. It's important. Okay, I also want to give this guy some antlers. Hold up. Okay, my lead is too short. I need new lead. Very inconvenient timing. Doesn't my pencil know I'm busy trying to do something right now? It was very inconvenient. Yeah, so probably gonna give this guy antlers because traditionally the I really don't know how I'm properly supposed to say this. Pryton? It's spelled P-E-R-Y-T-O-N, Pryton, I think. That's how it's said. So it traditionally has antlers. So yeah, I'll write it up here for you guys now that I have new lead. Is it R-E? It's E-R. There you go. So it's spelled up there for you guys if you can read that. I don't know. Pryton. Yeah, it does look like a chicken foot. I think the toes should be more like they should be flatter. These ones are too angled. I'll probably fix that when I get back down there. So I think I want the antlers to come from like here. This way. If I'm being totally honest, I don't know a lot about the Pryton. It was in a cartoon that I watched when I was a kid, and for the life of me, I can't remember the cartoon or anything about it, but I just remember this really cool deer, and it wasn't called a Pryton. I had to do research to try and figure out what the deer was called. They just called it a deer. um, but yeah, I mean, could I have done some research about the Pryton before I started making this? 100%. Should I have done that? Probably, so that it gave me something more to talk about. But I didn't think about it. All right. Probably should make this one more like that. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Okay. Now to actually start making the deer look like a deer. Deers have, you know what? I'm gonna give this guy don't think, yeah, deers do. They have cleft hoofs. So I'm gonna give him a little ankle, a little cleft hoof. That one looks super weird. Well, come back to it. Oh, you guys can see it. Yeah, there, little cleft hoofs. I keep forgetting that the whole page isn't in the film because the camera can't be far enough away. That's annoying. Oh well. Yeah, so I feel like this guy would be really majestic and running around with like nymphs, like forest nymphs. No, I'm not following a prompt list. I'm just picking my own things. I'm trying to pick things that are a bit more challenging, like things that I haven't drawn before or aren't like something I've drawn before. Kind of forcing myself to practice things. I mean, it might not be a good idea because I'm recording myself live, and so if I totally screw it up and it looks really trash, I'm on camera, and there's nothing I can do about that because it's live. But I think that also is good because you know what? Even if it doesn't look great and even if I don't like it, I've still kind of committed myself to doing it. And that's good. Not everything I draw has to be good. I just have to do it. I'm sure some of the artists that we think are really great, like Leonardo da Vinci and Van Gogh, thought a lot of their stuff was really bad, and we think that all of it is amazing. So, not that I'm saying I'm anywhere near that quality. I do not think that much of myself. But I do think about the context of it. You know, it's like Leonardo da Vinci never thought the Mona Lisa was good enough, and I think it's amazing. So, no matter what I do, I won't be painting on the Mona Lisa. Which actually, can we talk about that for a second? People who do art restoration and touch ups for things like the Mona Lisa, the amount of stress they must feel when doing their job, like, whew, high pressure. Like, sure, you're only painting like a tiny square this big, but the tiny square this big is on the Mona Lisa's face. So, I would be mortified, personally. I guess that explains why that's not my job. Actually, I think I saw a Pryton in a webtoon recently, now that I'm thinking about it. What webtoon was it? It'll come to me at some point. Probably long after I'm done this video, and so it's not actually helpful at all. Yeah, so if you guys were to see where I'm actually sitting, it's a mess. It's the basement of my mom and dad's house. They're letting me set it up as like a art studio kind of area. Pretty great because it's a lot of space. And even though it's dark because it's a basement, you can just get lighting. I have two lights. One of them's over there, one of them's over there. It's kind of like cross over. That's why I have like weird shadows. I need another one. Anyway, it's a mess because I am slowly buying furniture. So everything is a disaster at the moment. But it will look good when it's done. Okay, back up to this guy's face. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really tried to draw deer antlers before, so I mean, I guess that makes sense because I haven't really been drawing a lot of deers. The plus side of this being a non-existent creature, um, even if it looks a little wonky, I can just pretend that that's on purpose because who's to say that's not what it looked like? It's not like you can go get a picture of one at your local zoo. That's another thing I really like about fantasy art is quite forgiving for that reason. As you'll notice, sometimes I completely disrespect my sketching, like with this line. Just totally ignored it. And did something 100% different. A sketch is like a general um, suggestion more than a law. There you go. I mean, my deer looks a little angry, but look how angry he looks. I know there's like whole periods of me not talking, but it's kind of like I'm just really focused on what I'm doing. I'm not on camera again. Sorry. Wow, that foot looks really weird. Trying to get like a goat hoof look, but I have no reference in front of me for a goat hoof, so I'm trying to go from my brain, and yeah, this is what I'm saying. If you don't have a internal reference for something, then sometimes it just doesn't work because you have to just go on what you think you know, and often you don't really know. Yeah, this one would be cool if I painted it. I could do that. Oh, actually, I wanted to do a thing where I tried out these new inks, these ones. My fiance bought me a whole bunch of these ColorX inks, and I haven't tried them yet. So I wanted to try them out, so maybe I'll do that with this. I mean, I know it's not watercolor paper, obviously, because this is my sketchbook, but I've done watercolor and ink and things like that in this kind of sketchbook before, my previous one, and it's fine. It works pretty well. The paper doesn't like tear up or get weird. So I'll probably do that. That is a great idea. Thank you, Asia. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, I also don't have anything sitting in front of me for chicken feet or peacock feathers. So, once again, this is going to be a lot of guesswork. Might not be the best part of the painting, or rather drawing. I'm thinking of painting now. But you know what? Here we go. It's an adventure. So that's fun. Hi, Ruth. And I think I forgot to say hi to Coral, but hi, Coral. I was very distracted by, I don't remember what I was doing then, but I was distracted by something. Okay. Well, I mean, for random bird feet, I think those turned out pretty good. I mean, they look like bird feet, so I will take that. Now, for the real test, the peacock feathers. Since I am now planning on painting this, I'm not gonna go super detailed and like draw all the little side feathers because like, you know, a peacock feather has like the, and then this on each side. I'm not gonna draw all that because that'll be way too much pencil on the page for the ink painting. I'll add that detail with the painting probably. So I'll just go like this, rough on the edge, circle here, circle here, large circle here. Okay, now oh, I'm happy. They look like chicken and goat feet. Well, that is kind of that is the goal. So I'm glad that worked out. Now it's been a while since I've looked at a peacock. But if I remember correctly, their pattern has something that kind of looks like this on the inside. I feel like I'm doing one of those challenges where you're allowed to look at a picture for like a minute and then you have to try and draw it from memory. And then it has like these things on the top like that. Pretty sure that's how it looks. Okay, look. Okay. Now, I'm still really not happy with the face. I want the face to look more like majestic and less like this deer's gonna kick someone. Maybe just the angle of the face. I don't know if that's necessarily better, but it's different. Okay, so I think that's the general gist of this guy. I'm not gonna do like all the shading in pencil like I would normally do, like I've done in previous ones, like this one. I did a lot of detail shading. I'm not gonna do that on this one because I do like the idea of using this sketch to try out the new inks. So that is gonna be my plan for that. Yeah, so overall, this guy, I'll write out his name a little bit better. Called a oh, why is my T so far away? Called a Priton. Keep forgetting that not all the pages in the camera. Called a Priton. I think, you know what, I'm gonna check. I'm just gonna write. Yeah, okay. So it's from a whole bunch of places. So it looks like I cannot figure out where it's from very quickly. It'll take a little bit of research. Um, yeah, but it's been around since medieval times, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and so that's it. That's all. I will see you guys all next week for another magical march. Oh, I forgot to find this one. Another magical march creature. If you have any ideas or suggestions of magical creatures, you're more than welcome to put them either in the comments of this video or in the comments on the Instagram post I'm going to make of this picture. And I'll see what I can do next week.